Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do a quick tutorial and I'm going to show you guys how I was able to achieve this makeup. If you're just watching me for the first time, you're welcome. My name is Lizzie. For old subscribers, thank you guys for always coming back to watch my videos. I love you guys so much. So the first thing I did was to brush up her brows. Thereafter I went in with this brow gel from Crease and I just drew a thin line underneath her brow like this. So this is the brow gel that I'm using. I got this for 1000 naira. There are two, one is in black and the other is in brown, so it's not expensive, it's very much affordable. So the next thing I did was to draw another thin line above her brow to meet with a thin line underneath her brow. Thereafter I filled the brow up like this. So you just have to fill it like this so that everything looks natural in front and properly done. I really like my brows to look natural in front, so this was how I was able to achieve this brow. So right now I'm going to go in with a concealer, and this concealer is from Classic, and I'm going in with a concealer that is about 2 to 3 tones lighter than her skin tone at this arc, underneath her arc. So for the front of the brow right here, I'm going to go in with a foundation, and this foundation is from Zikel. This foundation is in her shade, just so that everything looks natural in front. That was why I went in with her shade of foundation. At this point I'm just going to blend everything so that it looks nice. So guys, for the top of her brow, I'm still going to go in with that shade of foundation that I used underneath her brow from Zikel, and I'm just going to map out the frame like this using this foundation. Thereafter I'm just going to blend everything so that it looks neat and nice in front. You know, we are still going to use foundation on the full face. That was why I used foundation to conceal the top of the brow. So I'm just repeating the same thing on the second brow. Draw a thin line underneath the brow, make sure that they are equal, that the first brow, try as much as possible to make sure that the first brow looks similar to the second brow. I just hope that you guys understand that. I know that it's usually not that easy, but then try as much as possible to make sure that you connect the first brow to the second brow. I think it works better that way. Try using your fingers to connect the first brow to the second brow so that you can see where to start and then where to end. So I have a more vivid tutorial on how to draw brows. I'm just going to link that video to this one just in case you do not understand. I think and I believe that that video is going to help you better. So at this point I'm done. So I'm going over to her eyes. So there is something called the crease area and the transition area. This point is the demarcation between the crease area and the transition area. So I'm going to go in with a purple shade of eyeshadow, and then I'm just going to blend that demarcation. I'm just going to blend everything properly so that it looks nice. So you can see that when she opens her eyes, the purple shade, the dark shade of purple right there is not too high. I didn't take it too high, so I'm just going to blend the excess eyeshadow on the brush towards the inner corner of her eye. So at this point I'm going in with an orange shadow. I think that this is orange, yeah. So I'm going in with an orange shadow on the transition area, and now I'm going in with black just so that it gives me a more defined look on this part of her eye. So I'm just going to apply that on the demarcation also. So right now I'm just going to go in with a yellow shade, just a very light yellow underneath her brow right there so that everything looks natural, and then pink at this point. So you could use the colors, whatever colors you feel you'll be comfortable for you and whatever colors work for you. I felt like this was going to come out really nice and it was going to pop, so that was why I used these colors. So right now I'm going in with an eye primer, and this eye primer primer is from Ben Yen, and I'm just going to cut crease with it like this. You need to use a very tiny and flat brush so that you can get the angles and so that you don't make mistakes here and there. So after cutting crease, I'm going to go in with this silver shade of eyeshadow from Zaron, and I'm just going to apply that at the inner corner of the crease area like this. So while I'm doing all of this, I'm not using the same brush. When it's when I need to exchange brushes, I do that so that the look comes out, the shadows come out better. So I hope that that is understood. So I'm just going to use purple and then blend that and then apply a little bit of pink. So I was just playing with colors to see which one was going to see which look would be better. So I was just playing with colors, and then for this part I just went in with burnt brown so that everything looks a little bit more natural, not natural at the outer corner of her eye. So that's it, guys. So right now I'm going to repeat the same process on the other side of her eye, which is on her second eye. I'm just going to go in with a purple shade, a dark purple, and then just follow the same process over. So whatever you've done on the first eye, you want to make sure that you try as much as possible to replicate it on the second eye so that everything looks similar. Sometimes they do not look exactly the same, but you could actually make them to look similar so that they do not look too different from each other. Likewise, the brows, you could try to make them similar, not necessarily exactly the same. So right now I'm going in with the same eye primer that I used on the first eye, the first crease, and I'm just cutting crease, and also going in with the same shades of shadows that I used basically. So you want to make sure that you are blending, you want to blend properly because blending is key. You want to make sure that you use the right brushes and you blend properly. So I'm just doing the necessary things to make sure that the eye comes out nice and it's popping. So right now I'm going to line her eyes using this Carite brow definer in the black shade of the Carite brow definer. And as you can see from the video, you see that I'm raising her eyelid up so that I'll be able to get into those hidden corners underneath her eyes. So that's just the essence of me raising the lid up. So once you're done doing that, once I finished doing that, all I did next was to just clean her face to make sure that I remove the dirt from her face, and so that my foundation routine and every other one looks really, really neat. So I applied lashes and then lined the eyes so that it looks neat where we have the lining and all of that. So right now I'm just going to go in with moisturizer, and this moisturizer is from Cetaphil. I've been using this and it works a lot, so I'll just blend that into her skin using Beauty Blender. Moving on, I went in with face primer from Zaron. So I'm just using the Beauty Blender again to just blend everything into her skin so that the makeup will last longer, so that it can last for long. So at this point I'm going to go in with NYX Illuminator because I want the makeup to glow from underneath. So these are the areas that I'm applying the illuminator. These are the areas, and after applying with this brush, I'm just going to go in with Beauty Blender to just blend everything into her skin so that it sits perfectly. So once I finished doing that, I went in with my foundation, and I'm using the same foundation that I used earlier from Zikel. This is in the shade 06 Mocha. So it was exactly her shade. So I didn't have to use too much so that it just brings out the beauty of the whole makeup and all of that. So I just used little amount and then blended everything into her skin, and it came out perfect. So you want to make sure that you dab everything into her skin. You do not drag. Please, you should not drag, so that you don't have lines here and there all over the face. So make sure that you do not drag. Just tap everything like this into the skin. It actually gives a more perfect blending, like it makes your blending game A1. But if you keep dragging, you're going to really have a dirty work. So please do not drag. So at this point, I'm concealing using classic concealer, and I'm just concealing on her T-zone areas. These are the areas that I'm concealing. I'm just going to apply that and then use a beauty blender to blend. So I'm just going to allow you guys enjoy the blending process. So guys, I'm done blending. All I did next was to apply foundation on this area of her face, because I needed the foundation to look, the whole foundation on her face to look more like her skin. So I went in with the shade of foundation in her skin tone and then just blended everything with a beauty blender, and it came out really nice. So I did that on the both sides of her face. So I'm going to pick up my powder palette right now and then use a shade which is in that of her skin tone first. This actually prevents sweat and it makes the makeup to last longer. So I'm just going to apply powder before going in with setting powder. I'm going to use the shade which is in her own skin tone. Thereafter, I'm going to use a shade that is 2 to 3 tones lighter than her skin tone underneath her eyes, her jaw, and also on her forehead, which are her T-zone areas. So I'm just going to go in with a shade that is 2 to 3 tones lighter than her skin tone on those areas. So right now I'm going in with a darker shade, and I'm just applying this on her contour area. I just hope that is understood. And I'm also going to contour her nose like this, so that I would have a pointed nose and so that it comes out really nice. So that's what I'm doing, guys. So once you're done with the whole powder routine, all you have to do next is to set the face with a setting powder. So for this video, I'm not going to allow the whole setting powder to sit on her face for too long. Like, I'm not going to apply too much setting powder. I'm just going to apply a little of it and then allow it to just, set for some time, not too long, just allow it to set for some time and then continue with what I have next. So I'm applying the setting powder, not too much, underneath her eyes, underneath her cheekbones, her jaw, and also on her forehead and on this area. Also, it's going to prevent her from sweating easily. So I'm going in with blush, and this blush shade is from Violet Vase eyeshadow palette, and I'm going in with it on the both sides of her cheek. In order for you to get it perfectly, you have to ask your model to smile or your client to smile, so that those angles come out and so that you can get the perfect shape. So for her lips today, I'm going in with this shade of Lippy from My Chick Cosmetics. Yeah, I'm going in with this shade of Lippy, this pink shade right there, and I'm just going to ask her to rub her lips against each other. So I'm going to just keep applying that shade until I'm good and comfortable with what I have. And I'm also going to shade the outer corner of her lips with a darker shade. I think this is purple. I'm going to shade it so that it comes out better and more beautiful. I didn't do that too much, just a little. And then I asked her to rub them against each other. Do not forget, underneath the lip, sometimes you have excess lip stains rubbing over right there, so you have to make sure that you clean it with a concealer so that everything looks neat. So guys, I'm just also going to apply eyeliner underneath her eyes so that it will define the look properly. I'm going to apply eyeliner, and then I'm going to also go in with a black shade of eyeshadow like this. I'm going to go in with a black shade of eyeshadow like this on her, underneath her both eyes. So that's it basically, guys. And then I'm also removing the excess setting powder at this point. I'm also removing the excess setting powder at this point and also highlighting. So I'm just doing the basic and necessary things that I need to do at this point. I'm highlighting this way, and thereafter I'm just quickly going to also highlight her nose. Going to highlight her nose so that it gives me a more pointed look. So once I'm done doing that, I'm also going to apply a transparent lippy on her lips. I love glossy lips. I love anything glossy. Like, I love it so much. So that was what I did, and it actually changed the whole game. So at this point, I'm just going to spray her face so that the makeup will last for a long time. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I do hope that it has been helpful. If it has, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, share, and also comment in the comment section. I can't wait to see you guys in my next video. Please don't forget to share. I really love it when you guys share. Thank you all for watching. See you guys in my next video. Bye.